Well, that's right, Taylor. Lots to get to today in sports, as yesterday was the first time for players and coaches to talk to the media after fall camp finished up on Saturday.
And one of the main stories talked about, Zach, was that C.J. Beathard needs to stay healthy. That is one of the most talked about things of this upcoming football season. We all know it, the coaches know it, and Beathard himself does too. But how do they do that?
Well, to this organization, it all starts in practice. Beathard's been rocked by his teammates before when he's in the pocket, but not anymore. Taylor Brooks tells us more.
One lesson learned last season was don't touch the quarterback. After one hard hit to C.J. Beathard, the team implemented a new tactic this season, the imaginary circle. While this protects the quarterback, the defensive line has had to get creative with the pass rush and keeping pressure on the QB.
There's an imaginary circle that we got to stay around, so.
Seems like it's getting bigger and bigger. No, it's telling us to back off, but no, obviously, CJ's a great player, though. He's very important to that team. I don't have to tell any of you guys that, and so, when he's in there, he gives us a chance to win.
Coach Bell has been tallying up like disruptions and stuff like that, and that can be either putting your hand up, tipping the ball, or getting within that imaginary circle. So that's kind of how he's been counting.
That's something, just kind of putting numerical evidence to, getting stuff that might not be recorded as statistics, in practice, and to kind of see where we're at and to give us a baseline to improve on as we went through camp.
It's really our job, so just protect them best we can, and they're going to bring guys that we can only block, 5 guys a play, so they're going to bring blitzes that require more than we have, so it's just good that those guys are holding up and letting go.
Not much has changed on the offensive line with this set imaginary circle as they try to keep Beathard protected anyway. Reporting with the Hawkeyes outside of the football facility, this has been Taylor Brooks with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Much was said about the offensive line's youth last season, but it seems like a steady group as of right now. Some experienced players going into year 2.
One player that had a huge role in Iowa's season last year was Desmond King. Football reporter Katie Sextro took a closer look to see what this All-American and his teammates are doing to mentally and physically prepare to lead them into the fall.
One of the big stories surrounding Hawkeye football lately is that All-American cornerback Desmond King chose to come back to Iowa for his senior year. And with the first game quickly approaching, King knows that he has high expectations to meet.
I still have the same goals, and nothing's going to change because you have to set your goals the way you want to perform in the season. So my same goal is stay humble, stay ready, play the best that I can be because anything can happen at any point in time. So just be ready.
Not only is King ready for a big role this season, but his fellow cornerback Greg Maben is also ready to step up.
I've definitely accepted my role as a leader on this team and on this defense. I already know that teams are going to be, taking shots my way just because they're going to try to avoid Desmond being the Jim Thorpe winner. So, I've been preparing for that all off season. I'm going to be preparing for that through camp. And, as the season rolls on, hopefully I'll be able to rise to the challenge.
And even with 8 interceptions and a stellar season behind King, head coach Kirk Ferentz is looking for nothing but improvement from the Jim Thorpe Award winner.
Common sense would tell you if a guy's hungry and improvement driven, he's going to improve. He may not get as many interceptions. That's not the measurement, just kind of like wins and losses aren't always a measurement, but it's what he's doing, how he prepares, all those kinds of things. And now that he is a senior, can he be a little stronger leader for us? Because we just lost a pretty dynamic group. So, what's he going to add to that pool as well? Those are all the kinds of things that we want our guys to think about.
And we will see just how dangerous the cornerback position is within only a little over a week. Reporting outside of Kinnick Stadium, Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Tomorrow we'll take a closer look at another key player on the defense, Josie Jewell.
Hawkeye fans entering Carver Hawkeye Arena this year are going to be in for a surprise. The home of the Iowa basketball, wrestling, and volleyball teams has a new look.
Over the summer, a new audio system was installed along with a brand new center hanging video board to enhance the overall fan experience. The Hawkeye men and women's basketball teams will have a brand new floor to welcome in the new year.
Tomorrow morning, we're back talking Iowa volleyball with the season right around the corner.
And that's it for sports. Back to you at the desk.